Good afternoon. Welcome to the Midday Mull for Friday, the 22nd of March. Reading through Paul's letter to the Ephesians, the second chapter today, Paul begins, "As for you, you were dead in your transgressions and sins in which you used to live." And as I read that, it struck me for the first time that Paul isn't saying that they were going to face eternal death. One day, when they died, they weren't going to live with Christ. They faced hell. He's saying they were already dead. They were dead in their transgressions and sins. And we live in a world where the vast majority of people, although they're walking around and talking and getting on with their lives, they're actually dead. And that makes sense, because if God is the source of life and our life is in Christ, when we cut off from God, we cut off from life. When you have no life, you must be dead. And Paul picks it up a few verses later that this was dealt with. He says, "But because of his great love for us, God, who is rich in mercy, made us alive with Christ, even when we were dead in transgressions." And he's saying we've been raised to life. We have this life in Christ as Christians. We're raised to life in him. So the world is dead. It is only Christians that are alive. And we're alive now, not just one day when we die and step into eternity. We're already living in his kingdom. And this isn't something that we've worked for ourselves and we've done for ourselves and we've organized for ourselves. Because a few verses later he continues and he says, "For it is by grace you have been saved through faith." And it's the grace of God that gives us this life that we live. And it comes through faith. And then Paul has a little add-on, through faith. And this is not from yourselves, it is a gift from God. So even the faith that we have is given to us by God. It is entirely of him. We are saved by grace through faith, not by works, so that no one can boast. So no matter what we're doing, and so many people think, if I do good works, if I live well, if I show love, if I'm compassionate, that's all wonderful, good things to do. The world is so much better if people do that. But that doesn't make you alive. Dead people can still do good stuff, and we need to remember that. And although we're saved by grace, we're not exempt from good works, because Paul continues, "We are God's handiwork, created in Christ to do good works, which God prepared in advance for us to do." And so as Christians, we live in a world where people, no matter what it might appear, they are dead in their transgressions and sin. We have the life, and we step out into this world with that life to do good works, to make a difference in the world. And the biggest difference we can make is to help people to recognize that there is this life offered to them in Christ. At the moment, they're dead, but God offers them life. If we can just live that out and share that, that is the best work we can do for anybody. So be encouraged to know that you are alive. We are alive in Christ, and we have this gift to offer to the world. Be encouraged by that thought and know that we're blessed.